All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning note. Happy Friday. It is Friday, October 2nd, 2020. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. You have it locked into our YouTube channel, G.A.R Capital. If you haven't already, make sure to click on the bottom right-hand screen of the icon there. That is the GAR Capital logo. Make sure to click there to like, subscribe, and to turn on notifications for all of our videos. Really do appreciate it. Helps this channel grow. More great things to come. And again, appreciate you joining me every day, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the morning note. So let's go ahead and talk about what happened last night at around 1:30 in the morning. So let me give you a little background of what I was doing. So as you may or may not know, if you've been following me for a while, you guys have known that I wake up pretty wild hours of the night, probably 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Sometimes I'll hit on Instagram or I'll go on Twitter and I'll find some news, tweet the futures or what have you. And some of you have said, "Man, Carlos, do you sleep?" So this is why I got one of these. This is an Apple Watch, and it's to help me track my sleep and also exercise and all that good stuff in the gym. So the first day I got it was yesterday, and I was gonna put my sleep tracker and everything. And for some phone's going, my headphones is disconnected. My apologies. Give me a second. Okay, I think my headphones are working now. So oddly enough, last night I'm asleep, and for some reason, I don't know why, I woke up at 2 in the morning, and I check my phone, and I see a notification that the president has contracted COVID. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, okay. First of all, you hope that he's okay, regardless of your political affiliations, obviously. And I check features, red, big tank. And then I think to myself, wow, my sleep app is going to think I'm an insomniac. I barely slept last night as it is. I probably slept, I was up until 3:30 in the morning, went back to bed at 4, woke up at 5, went back to bed, woke up at 6, went back to bed, woke up at 7, went back to bed. Just a mess because I just kept checking all the news and everything. So definitely this was not going to work today. But some news. I mean, what are you going to do here? So Dow futures are down 482. NASDAQ futures down 280, 2.4%. S&P down 1.8. Russell down 2%. Crude oil futures down 5%. Bitcoin down 1.22. Gold is slightly red. Silver slightly red, about 2.26%. Euro dollar down 44 pips for my forex people, 117.02. 105.20 on the dollar yen, 33 pips. US dollar is up 0.21%, and the VIX is up nearly 10%. And this is all honestly from something that no one could have predicted, that President Trump and Melania Trump, the First Lady of the United States, has contracted the COVID-19 virus. So what does the market do? Again, algorithms, they panic. It's just what it is. They sell off any news. In regards to technicals here, what do you do here? Now, let me go ahead and set this information here. I did have SPY and I did have IWM calls and was basically set up for the non-farm payroll report. And that's muted today. And I'll go and give you the information on that. The big news is really that the president has caught COVID. So let's go ahead and talk about the good news and the bad news for that. The good news is that in regards to presidential secession due to the 25th Amendment, let's just say President Trump is incapacitated. Not that he passed away, incapacitated, that he could not function the duties of the White House or the president. Vice President Pence would now be the president, acting president. Think of it as if this recently happened. I would say the closest thing that happened to this was, I believe, in 1989 when George Bush first had to go into medical surgery. Also, Ronald Reagan, same thing. When he got shot in 81, Vice President Bush Sr., was acting president. This has happened many times throughout our history where the vice president just is the acting president during any kind of issue with the president in regards to health, or he could not function as the president, obviously. Again, we would call this the line of succession. Now, if Vice President Pence, let's say, for example, contracted the virus as well, it's just so that he did not contract the virus either, that he is healthy in that regard, then the Speaker of the House would become the acting president, which would be Nancy Pelosi. Now, that is not happening. There's not even any secession yet. President Trump is still the president. According to the New York Times, that he just has a mild cold right now. So at least that. Let's all make sure that we send our thoughts and prayers to the President of the United States. Obviously, we still we hold the office, the highest regard. Obviously, it's the highest office in the land. Again, it's still the office of the president, regardless of your political affiliations, guys. I mean, we don't want the president to be harmed in any way or to get sick. Of course not, especially with this virus that's affected all of us in this country. So, with that being said, again, the markets are not liking this. Again, it's just a panic in regards to what could happen. That's what we know right now. Now, if you go to speculation side, it could be very speculative, wild of what could happen. Now, we don't know exact. I'm not a doctor. I don't know the details and everything like that. I'm just going by what I read, saying that what could happen to the president? Could he get sick? Could he get worse? I mean, from right now, from what I heard, it's mild. Now, in regards to the debate, the next debate's in 2 weeks. He is currently under quarantine for the next 14 days. So for 14 days, can't do anything. I don't think he leaves his home or his bunker or wherever he stays with him in the first lady. So I don't think the second debate is more likely going to happen as scheduled, but it could be rescheduled, sure. Now, if you saw the first debate and how wild that was, I don't think you're in a rush to see the next one. But again, they have two more debates coming up. So the market is looking at this as what could possibly happen. Worst case scenario, President Trump gets very sick, or oh my gosh, worst case scenario, absolute scorched earth, he could get to the point of he could pass away. That's kind of where we are. And in regards to the polls, I think I have not seen the recent polls, but I did see in the recent polls that Biden got a bump up after the debate. Again, polls can change. 2016, we know that Hillary Clinton was leading in the polls going into the election and she lost. So again, anything can change. We are in a very, very strange time for 2020. Very strange, very unprecedented. So looking at this as a whole, what do you do? Do you freak out? Do you say anything? No, I don't think you do. The only thing that's really changed is now the president, and now coronavirus has a face now, has the president's face because since he's contracted it. So I think there's going to be a little more fear out there. The only thing that concerns me is that in regards to him, if he gets even more sick or he deteriorates, for example, again, knock on wood, I hope this doesn't happen. It's really going to get in the way of reopening. It's going to get in the way of reopening this economy, reopening stuff, because now the fear is going to come out to the population, and then we could get a lot more pressure into stocks. So it's a very fluid situation. Obviously, Florida is reopening. A lot of states are reopening restaurants, bars, or what have you. So you're getting a sense of normalcy. But look at the Tennessee Titans. They had to reschedule their game with the Pittsburgh Steelers because someone in the team contracted coronavirus. So again, it's not gone away, guys. We don't have a vaccine yet, so you still have to stay vigilant. In regards to technical analysis on the S&P, we've broken the 50, the 100, and we are at the 200. So my line in the sand, as you know, has been 3,300. Again, we broke above that. We got as high as around 3,380, and we were looking to break out, obviously, and all it took was this headline. And there's really nothing you could do as a trader. It's very frustrating. I can understand. But this is why risk management, guys, is so key. Nothing is for sure. Hell, even if you're short here, nothing's for sure. It could bounce. So since we're right at the 200-day moving average across all the seats, that's Nasdaq, small caps, Russell, and the S&P, what do you do here? You need to sell your shirt? Here's what I'm going to do. My thing here, I'm looking at COVID stuff, headline stuff. I'm buying stocks today. I'm buying names that I know that are on discount, that are valuable to me, that I want to go ahead and buy. Tesla just had some great numbers. I may go ahead and buy some more Tesla here. I'm going to go ahead and see what I got out there. Again, today's Friday. I always buy SPY-G, which is the S&P 500 growth ETF. Every Friday, I buy it. So again, I'm going to buy some stocks today. That's what I'm going to do. Am I going to stay vigilant in regards to options trading? Absolutely. Actually, we have a strong week. We're starting a new month. We just started a new month. And unfortunately, with our calls on IWM and SPY, more likely they're not going to hit because it didn't make a difference in regards to non-farm payroll, which didn't beat, but was a strong growth because unemployment number came down. I'm going to give you that number here in a second, and then I'll answer some of your questions. Again, it's all on the COVID deal with the president. So let's answer some questions. Good news. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin does not need to quarantine. No COVID for him. So the U.S. unemployment rate fell to 7.9% in September. So that's really good. Keep in mind, In February, before COVID, we were at 3.5%, probably one of the best ever. Then April was 14, May was 13, June was 11, July was 10, August was 8.4, now it's 7.9. So we're heading in the right direction down on unemployment. Good number. So average hourly earnings was 0.1% month-over-month growth, missed. Average hourly earnings September year over year, 4.7%, missed 4.8%. The U.S. jobs number was 661,000 jobs added plus versus 800,000. So you do have some kind of competing numbers here. I also got this from LiveSquawk. Private payrolls in September, 877,000 versus 850 estimate. So I don't know where they got that from. So I'd have to really research a little bit. There was also a really good note here from John Authors. He says, quote, negative news for the economy because the chances of significant relaxation and lockdown provisions have just been sharply reduced. It was much easier to argue for reopening when a large part of the population truly believed the pandemic was a hoax. So again, a lot of people, again, I don't know, but again, what I've been reading, a lot of people didn't even think that COVID was really to the point that serious. But now that the president has it, that really shows the face of the virus now. It shows that, even the man with at the highest level of government, with the best doctors, the best everything, best medical care you can get in the public sector, anyways, can contract this. I mean, it's tough. Now, does that mean he's not going to have any more rallies? Maybe it's going to have to be virtual. It's going to be tough. I mean, it's going to be very, very, very scary to see if he deteriorates. Regardless of politics, he is the president of the United States, and we want to see that he does recover. So again, the people that thought maybe this was just a hoax, that again, this COVID stuff didn't mean anything, now have a face of it. So a little bit of fear could come in the market. So again, just watching that. So I thought I had one more piece of information here to share with you guys. The House approved a $2.2 trillion coronavirus bill. It's not going to pass. The Senate says they're not going to pass it. So that's where we are. Looking at pre-market movers, I'm going to go ahead and do that. But again, pretty much down across the board. Even Tesla had a great number in regards to sales. I have that number here. Let's see if I can find it here. I went ahead and put it on Instagram for you guys. Tesla sold 139,300 vehicles in Q3. That was the third quarter delivery numbers. Wall Street expected them to have 137,000. So they did beat, but unfortunately, they're down 5.28% because they're moving with the market. Apple down 3.3%, American Airlines down 3.82%, Carnival down 5, Norwegian down 5, AMD down 3.5%, Delta down 4.5%, Virgin Galactic down 6, Bank of America down 2.2, Boeing down 3.94, Microsoft down 2.25, Nvidia down 3.38. I mean, Micron down 3, ExxonMobil down 2.7. I mean, name it, the markets are down. There's not really much of a sliver of green out there. Really, the only thing that's green that stands out to me is Twilio, up about 8.21% after strong earnings report yesterday. So again, sorry for bloviating on about what's going on. Again, this is something that we have not seen before. A head of state contracting a virus that's been around. Um, it remains to be seen what to expect. So major support here on ES real quick before I answer some questions. 3,300 for me, 200-day moving average. We're holding that right now. 3280 is your next fib line, 786. If you break that, then you definitely want to target 3,200 for puts. Could we bounce? Absolutely. What can we expect? No idea, because to me, it's really based on the health of the president. If something happens to him and catastrophe happens, and knock on wood, guys, again, I don't wish that, obviously, so he gets seriously sick. I mean, hospital ICU, we're going to tank fast, and it's going to get ugly fast. So be very careful moving on. You don't want to open anything before the weekend ends. Why? Because you have 2 days of no control of your positions. The markets are closed. So understand that. For those 2 days, these things can happen. President Trump can get very, very sick. Number two, President Trump can recover very quickly. Number three, we could have a stimulus passed within that time. Maybe in framework, just anything to boost markets, right? Four, President Biden could get sick for all we know. He hasn't gotten tested yet. Number six, more people in the cabinet get sick from the virus. That's big. This is what we call headline risk, guys. So again, I would not want anything over the weekend, anything new anyways. Again, just be very careful. Again, if you hold stocks, that's fine. Again, you're talking about 5 to 10 year period, but again, options, be very careful. All right. Anyways, questions. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Fabian said, did Trump really catch the liberal hoax? I guess so. Is Trump the reason we're at? Yes, Eric, he is. What do you think about the economy doing better during Democratic presidency because they overspent public budget, which turns to economic markets? Well, Mr. Michael, that's something that I'm going to go ahead and explain on that podcast. Yes, Democrats tend to spend visually more, but to be honest with you, Republicans spend there's more deficit under Republicans administration than there's Democrats the past 20 years. So I can only go by the past 20 years. Obviously, if you're going through FDR with World War II and Lyndon Johnson, the society, again, different things. But Ronald Reagan had a huge deficit. George W. Bush had a huge deficit. Bill Clinton actually had a budget surplus. So things have changed. During President Trump, we have the highest budget deficit in our history. But again, that's because coronavirus. I can't really blame the guy. You can't really blame him. This is something that we've never dealt with before. A lot of stuff I got to go over in that podcast. Don't worry. How do you think GLD will react to this? Carlos Patron Boy says GLD, when it comes to gold, for some reason, it is bouncing, but I mean, it's red, less red than everything else. So you're not exactly killing the market, not exactly doing great. So is it good as a hedge? Sure. But again, the vaccine for, like I said on Twitter, you would think that gold was an ingredient part of the vaccine. It's not. So it's good as a hedge, but that's about it. Time to buy this low. Yes, I am going to look at buying some stocks. Absolutely. A Zoom debate. Perfect. Microphones can be muted. Okay, well, okay, well, everybody. That'd be a good idea. Sure. We're buying, baby. Buy the dip. What happened to stimulus talks? Well, we went from 2.2 trillion to talk from the Democrats, 1.7 trillion on Republican side, and they agreed to zero. Yeah, no one could agree on anything. Unfortunately, it's a very toxic political climate. Do you need gaps to fill most charts? There really isn't any gaps to fill here in the market. There really wasn't, and at least in future side. Again, your big number here, guys, your 200-day moving average. Your 200-day right now is at 32.94 on S&P, and on Nasdaq you're talking about 11,188. So again, very tough to see, but again, we are bouncing off the 200-day, so at least that. Top three growth stocks to buy in this dip. Wow, good questions. Ooh, Apple for sure. Amazon, yes. And I'm gonna say one that I really, really have fell in love with is Nvidia. So that's my three. Good morning, boss. Tesla below 400, 420. Tesla had a great number, but again, they're right at the 200 day. How funny is that? Funny how algorithms work. Right below the 200 day. If my man Vipul, I will not do anything if I were you. Just wait. How do you feel about AMD? I feel fine about it. I have it for next week. I got in with students. But again, it fell. There's a gap to fill right here of 84, 81. I think we do fill it. I think we get back up there. We were in the money yesterday. We're right at the 50. AMD is actually performing better across the market than other stocks. So again, AMD's for next week. I'm okay with it for right now. Great channel. How can I invest Bitcoin without 10,000? Coinbase, you can do fractional shares. I personally invest $200 a week in Bitcoin every single week automatically. And I just let it ride. I don't even think about it. Just buy it. That's what I do. Key levels on SPY, both downside and upside. Looking at SPY here, let's go and take a look. Again, just like at micro e-mini futures, your 200-day moving average, but really 330 is kind of your support there. But looking at here, 330.54 is your 200-day. To break out of this shell here, or break out of this slump, this COVID slump, 336.52 will get us there. You saw this big green candle, that was from non-farm payroll report. What else we got? If you're holding calls expired today, do you close at the open or look for a bounce? You don't close right at the open because you're not going to get the best price. So I would wait at least until 10 o'clock. The first 30 minutes, you just got to wait it out. What's up with Twilio? Twilio had a great earnings yesterday, so they're up. Do you think XOM, Shell, CVX all bounce back of election long term? No. No, no, no. You stay away from energy. I've been saying that now for months. Stay the hell away from energy. They're not a value play. They're a value trap. Opinion, please. I have FSLY, Fastly, was it Datadog? Should I cut it at the open or see how it goes? Okay, so let's see it. I'm pretty sure they're down. Yeah, below the 50. And again, it really depends on, what exactly calls that you have for next week. Are they close to the money? Are they far from the money? I think we should recover slightly. If you can hold it at least for the weekend and see where you get without any problems, I'd say do that. GDRX long term. Oh, good RX. That's the IPO. I don't touch any IPOs, guys. It's one of my commandments now. No IPOs until that first earnings report comes out. So when they come out, you wait 3 months and you wait for that first earnings. That's crucial to see exactly how the hell are they making money? Are they even making money? You're not gonna get burned again. So again, I'm pretty sure GoodRx is a great app, but again, I'd wait for that earnings report, the first one. How much downside could we see if Biden tests positive? No, there'd be a lot more downside. More people getting sick is not a good thing. So yeah, definitely more downside. We could really retest down to 3,200. Sure, if we got there. Buy level for Nvidia, I think 500. 500 is your buy level. 500, anything below 500 is good. How much do I buy SPY-G? I buy $300 a week. That's just me on Fridays. Or whatever that's usually depends, 6, 7 shares. Since the market's down today, I can really probably buy 7 shares today. What do you think about Roku 200s? I would not want to open anything today on the call side or on the put side. I think the 200s are not a bad play since there's a gap to fill right at 201.63. Could be expensive for next week, so I'd wait it for Monday. Every Friday. Yes, every Friday. Thoughts on PLTR? PLTR, again, another IPO. No idea. I'm not buying it until I get that first earnings report. It's kind of like I'm not going to reward my son. I don't have a son. With getting good grades until I see that first 9 weeks report card. Until I see that report card, you ain't getting rewarded with my money. That's a fact. Great dividend stocks to buy today. The best thing, obviously, I like AT&T. Johnson & Johnson is a good one. Those are great dividend yields. Verizon's good. Those three, you're pretty much solid. Pfizer's okay. Those names, you're always going to get your yield and dividend. There's tons more out there. I'd have to look a little more, but I'm not in dividend mode right now. So again, I haven't really focused on those. IPO, it's probably overpriced. That's a good one. I like that. Square, today, my man, if you're looking for calls, it's going to be a tough one. If you're looking for puts, it's going to be a tough one. The market's not going to make it easy today. Looking for Square. Square has a gap to fill, 168.08. Sure. Maybe break the 50 today, 165.03. For all we know, right at 9:30 cash open, we reverse. So we don't know. Again, I like to wait from 9:30 to 10, just watch and churn. I don't do anything until then. WWA as a long term. Yeah, Walgreens Boots Alliance is a good dividend player. Absolutely. Are we closing AMD at the open? I'm not closing AMD at the open. No. All right, guys. QQQ, love it long term. Absolutely love it long term. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave it there. Have a great rest of your weekend. I have a class to teach with University of Maryland. Don't forget, guys. I will see you then tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. till noon. That's my second time teaching. So with them. So I'm very excited to teach them. Sounds like fun, as always. And of course, podcast, presidential podcast. I'm going to go over their plans. I'm going to go over what it means for the market, what to expect. I don't know if you guys want a prediction. I may just give one. Why not? And we'll go from there. So again, have a great rest of your weekend or week and weekend. I'll catch you guys Monday for the morning note, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Keep it locked here. G.A.R Capital on YouTube. Thanks a lot again. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO. Namaste. Have a good day.